Hello and welcome to From Row Racing. It's Sunday evening, which means it's time for our Project Cars Leagues, the PCS. And I'm from Row Racing DP, and I'm going to put in an apology straight away because I'm quite hungover, I'm quite tired, I'm quite sunburnt, and my commentary could be terrible this evening. But I am going to be on commentary this evening, and I'm joined in the commentary box this week by JAMES-HULKENBERG. So I'm suffering from a bit of a hangover. Hulkenberg's suffering a little bit with missing Australia a little bit too much in the warm temperatures. So how are you this evening, James?
I not bad. I felt quite dodgy earlier, but just from listening to how bad you're feeling, I'm feeling a lot better now.
Well, if you want to know about dodgy, we can get to that in a little bit. Okay, a little bit of information for the viewers and the drivers. We're on for Season 3 of the PCS, the Project Cars Sundays League, and for Season 3, the drivers will be using the Aussie V8 supercars, the Ford Falcon. I love these cars. I've always loved Aussie V8s. But I do know that these cars are tail-happy monsters. They are tyre eaters, and it's not going to be easy for the drivers. Now, James, have you actually given these a go? Have you actually had a thrash around in one of these, shall we say?
Unfortunately, not. I haven't had a thrash yet, but I've seen them thrashing around Turn 3 at Australia. And that was pretty epic, especially on downshifts. They sound like guns going off.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'll tell you what, I actually haven't thrashed around in them either. It tended to be more spinning around. And if that starts happening tonight, there's a good chance I might vomit all over the place. Hopefully not, though. I mean, to be fair, I handled my alcohol very, very well last night. I felt great all day, but as soon as I got home, yeah, I feel awful. Okay. Now, we've got 15 drivers in, so just to let yourself know, James, driver Montana has now managed to get into the session, which means it's only G1990 Jonesy that hasn't joined us yet. Now, for the viewers, we do have a few reserves available that we can call upon. And for the first round, what we're going to do, we're going to get through the qualifying session. And if G1990 Jonesy hasn't joined us, we'll send an invite out to Freya THFC. I've sent them a friend request, and I believe James has as well. So we will send an invite out to them. If they're not online, though, it'll be K Slay that'll quickly get sent another invite. So if he's able to get in at that point, he'll be able to take part in the race. Okay, it looks like Woolhouse is getting a little bit impatient, so I reckon we waffle on for a bit more, don't you, James?
Oh, aye, definitely. I'll keep this going at least another 5 minutes.
We need to go through the drivers' standings, to be honest.
Yeah, I know it's really tight at the moment. I don't know. You can't call it, can you?
No, I've never known a championship be as tight as this. It goes like this: Hesselden in first place on 0, Live Bride joint first place on 0, Dave the Harp joint first place on 0, GT Gavin 2 joint first place on 0.
You're gonna make me start laughing.
Chris Core 69 PL joint first place in 0. I could carry on, but okay, the rest of the drivers we've got are GBM Beardy, Adam 4600, Neo Tig Jr., Driver Montana, Leoma 89 Woolhouse, G1990 Jonesy, Jason, and a new season GBM Vectra. I'm guessing he hasn't got a beard, but he has got a Vectra. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on this season. But all of those drivers are also joint first on 0 points. Okay, I reckon we can send the drivers over to the racetrack, James. We're on for a 15-minute qualifying session of the Monza GP circuit, then a 5-minute warm-up session for the drivers, and then 23 laps around this circuit. Some little bits of information for the viewers. The settings that the drivers have got to their disposal this evening, or the lobby is set to, is there's no forced interior views, there's no forced manual gears, there's no forced realistic driving aids, and there's no forced default setups. They are allowed to use ABS stability control and traction control if they want to. Damage is set to full, so we could see wheels flying off. Mechanical failures is a no. Tyre wear is set to ×4, and I've been told that that is quite aggressive. So we'll see how many pit stops the drivers have to do here. Fuel usage will be set to real. The auto start engine is set to yes. Flags and penalties are on, and ghosted vehicles are not allowed. For all of the sessions, the time of day will be set to midday 1200, and the date will be randomly selected by the lobby host on the day. So, have you got any thoughts about how the drivers are going to get on, James, in these Aussie V8s around this particular racetrack?
Well, as I found out on Friday around this particular racetrack, it's very much about straight line speed. Doesn't matter how much grip you've got in the corners. I did find on Friday in my race that I had tons of grip in the corners, but no matter what I did, no matter how much effort I put in, it was just all undone straight on the straight. So as long as these drivers have got their fourth and fifth gear all set up for breezing on the straights, then they'll be sorted.
True, very true. Now, our good friend from our Racing RI, he sent me some additional information. Now, because I have been at Donington Park this weekend to watch the BTCC, I only got to read Ray's, I've not actually read Ray's comments, I've literally copy-pasted, printed it, and I'm about to read it now. There's only one line of it that I have read, but here we go. Here's some V8 infos. About 184 mile an hour is the top speed, which is actually fairly damn good for a saloon car. We're looking at 635 brake horse. And that's a lot of power for these drivers to control through what is a rear-wheel drive car.
Yeah, it sounds... It's very much like them videos you see on YouTube of nutcases who have too much money and own Mustangs and they can't keep control of the rear end.
Yeah, well, I mean, one way to put into perspective for perhaps our American watchers or our English watchers, you imagine going and buying a 2-litre Ford Mondeo, because that's effectively what these cars are, and putting a V8 engine in it that's got 635 brake horse. Chances are you're going to crash it on the M1 when you're going down the slip road. Okay, so here's some extra bits of information. Braking points at Monza are going to be a big factor. Braking after 250 metres, and you're going straight on unless ABS is on. Now, I don't know if that's a bit of a typo, because 250 metres sounds a bit early, but I can't imagine that the brakes on these cars are actually that fantastic. So it might be 150 metres that he means there, as we just see Woolhouse struggling in the braking zone and going a bit out of shape. And let's see, what else has Ray said here? Rear end kicking out at the Lesmos is high if you get on the curb or power too early, so we could see a lot of sideways action. And also the Ascari chicane, hitting the sausage curbs will unsettle the... Oh, don't talk about sausages. I've seen and eaten so many sausages this week, it's unbelievable. Edible food sausages this week. But anyway, hitting the sausage curbs will unsettle the car and possibly spin you. But this is the most interesting little treat of information is, we're on for a 23 lap race, James. I asked you if you know how much fuel these cars hold. You said no. 23.9 laps of fuel. So
you may see one lap where they may have to do a touch of lifting and coasting, because 90% of this lap you're on full throttle.
Exactly. It's easy. I mean, this is it, around this circuit, if they extend their gears too much, as in like they go too high through their rev range throughout the whole of the race, they may find themselves having to save a little bit of fuel. Well, Woolhouse, he's just popped himself third, now dropped down to fourth with a 148 at the moment. Just going to have a quick look at Hesselden here. Now, James, we all know what Hesselden's like. He's damn fast.
We all know which livery he'll pick. It's yellow and black.
Yeah. Will he ever pick a different one? I doubt it. I wonder if it's a football connection. Maybe he supports a team that's playing yellow and black. Who playing yellow and black? Actually, I don't know if you'll know that. You're not a fan of football, are you?
Nah, I'm thinking, is it orange and black? Is that Wolves? I don't know.
Orange and black. Hey, you know what? You could be right. I mean, it's not quite orange and black. It's sort of yellowy gold and black. It might be. He might be from that sort of area. Yeah. But I was going to say, I mean, Hesselden in the PCF on Friday, it was almost as if for the last season or so, he was showing everyone he's quick, and then all of a sudden on Friday, he showed everyone. Oh, I was about to say just how really quick he has lost it. That's into the barrier. Yep, you are
front end on that. We give it the commentator's curse there.
Oh yeah, we might have to do that a little bit more. Well, I know you'll want me to do it on Fridays, but I might have to be careful on that one. But I mean, Hesselden, did it surprise you? I mean, I spoke to Hesselden after the race, and the viewers heard his thoughts of the race. He was surprised at the pace he had. Were you surprised at the pace he had there?
No, I wasn't, because I know what he's like. I know he's Sebastian Vettel-esque, just practice. Unfortunately for me, I had about an hour's worth of practice, so it didn't living
show.
On a prayer. I was.
It didn't show, James. It didn't show. Okay, we've got about 9 minutes to the qualifying session. Now, I'll tell you what, James, you asked me just before we came live. You said, so how was Donny Park? I says, tell me when we go live. So I'll tell you what, if you want to ask me any questions about how it was this weekend, crack on.
Well, I was going to ask you, how at Burger Van?
You know what, the Burger Van was all right. The problem was, where we were sat, it was halfway around the circuit. So it was a long bloody walk to go and get it, and the point where we went to go and get some burgers was the point where a guy in a Renault Clio apparently rolled it twice. So the burger van was good, but the missing of the most exciting, or second most exciting part of the day, kind of spoiled it a little bit.
You also missed the car setting a light.
Well, I said it to you, didn't I? Did you see the car that burst into flames? You said yes. I said I didn't. I was there and I didn't. all we saw was a big plume of smoke. Because to be honest, I mean, you asked me as well, where was it that we sat? Well, yesterday we saw it was like, right, we'll go in the pits and paddock, we'll go and sit at turn one, we'll move about a few places. Today we'll just go and park up and sit in one place, and that's what we did. We went to the disabled area, which is between Coppice and the corner before it. I can't remember what it's called now. It begins with M. You know the ones I mean. You go
down the bottom of the hill.
Well, no, you go around the old hairpin, up the hill to the right-hander, and then you've got another right-hander that leads onto the back straight. Basically, it's between them two corners.
Right.
So we were sat up there, and it's the disabled bit. But, in all honesty, right, if anyone's watching this and you've got a disability and you want to go to Donington, it's great that you can go and park there, but take plenty of warm clothes because you're on the highest point of the circuit and it's really cold. Go on, what have you spotted, James? Who's crashed?
I've just seen Beardy. Absolutely, he talked about sausages. He just took a right munch of the. I think the first chicane absolutely flew over it. But his car, to be fair, I were expecting it to fly off into gravel, and it just like went over as if it were no at all.
He's got a bit of traffic now as well, but he's been
got
catching.
A fair bit of traffic.
Yeah, he's calling quite quick. So a little tip for people: if you want to go Donington Park and you've got a disability, yes, by all means, go to the disabled parking bit. Take a seat, take plenty of clothing, and take a flask and a barbecue. If you don't, you're not going to be eating and you're not going to be drinking, because the coffee stall that's there, you don't want to drink that coffee, trust me. Usually I would happily promote certain things, but the disabled section of Donington Park, no. Go very well prepared.
Was it like which is urine, were it?
No, that probably would have tasted better. And when you're suffering with a hangover and you need coffee, that was not the coffee to do it. I'll tell you what, right, you asked me about the burger van. We went to the disabled bit, right? It was like, right, coffee, let's grab a coffee. My God, this is awful. Half an hour later, I'm like, you know what, there's a burger van near the old hairpin, right? So now you can think, James, those two corners, old hairpin, it's quite a walk. We've got a spinner, turn one, as Live Bryce still sitting in pole position. Yeah, so it's a bit of a walk from there towards Old Hairpin. It's like, well, there's a van down there, there'll be a coffee down there, we'll grab a bite to eat as well. You can get a proper coffee, get a proper latte. Get down there, right, I'll have 4 of these burgers, please. Not all for me, there's 4 of us. I'll have 4 of these burgers and 2 lattes, please. Oh, sorry, we've only got normal coffee. You what? I just walked halfway around the bloody circuit for a proper coffee. But they did knock off the price of one of the burgers for me. But yeah, anyway. Now you also asked about the dodgy burger van, right? And I said the burger was actually very, very nice. That wasn't a problem. It was the dodgy chef the night before. Now I was the chef the night before, right, on the old barbecue. But I tell you what, the food, oh, it was magical. Steaks that melt in your mouth. They were absolutely beautiful. Oh, Live Bright here's got a car ahead of him, taking a hell of a lot of curve. Could be putting him off a little bit. I'm not sure exactly who.
Chuck a slipstream now.
He will.
Get that slipstream and get past before the last corner. That's what you need to do. But you need to be on the left-hand side, in the middle of the circuit.
If he doesn't,
he ain't got enough. Yeah, no, he's screwed now for the last corner.
Yeah, he's compromised his final corner, but maybe he can go on for another lap. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So the food from last night, absolutely amazing. But the experiences today were not so great, although it doesn't just go on from today. I probably shouldn't tell any of these stories, but I will anyway. My friends will not thank me for it.
Talking of bad coffee, I know we should be talking about racing here, but me and Vicky were in Australia. We were at a place called Mackay, and it was literally like a ghost town. You could have literally filmed the zombie apocalypse there. Went in and this bloke went, oh yeah, nobody lives here because 5 years ago the mine shut down, so everybody's left. But you could literally go and film zombie apocalypse. I says, oh, can we have a coffee? He said, you don't want one. I said, what? I mean, you don't want... Best salesman ever.
Yeah.
You don't want one. I says, oh, go on, we'll have one because we're absolutely parched. We got it. To be fair, we're right. It were utter crap.
Was it one of those?
Just said, I said to him, this is undrinkable, mate. He said, yeah, I know, I told you.
Was it one of those where when he went to pour it out of the kettle into the cup, it came out in one big lump?
Well, this were it. He said to me, I says, oh, where's the best place you can get a coffee? He went, McDonald's.
I tell you what, though.
I thought, right.
McDonald's coffee is good, though, right? Here's my 2 top tips, right, if you're going on a long drive. Number 1, when you want to stop off for a coffee, go to McDonald's for your coffee, right, and have a latte. It's very strong and it gives you a good kick. And the other one is Jaffa cakes, right? If you're going on a long drive, take a pack of Jaffa cakes. Because honestly, they give you energy boosts. If you don't believe me, ask Sir Alex Ferguson. It's what he used to get his football players to eat at half time. They give you energy boosts. You'll think I'm being stupid, but honest, right? Next time you're going on a long drive and the missus says, why the bloody hell have you just given me a pack of Jaffa cakes? You say, they're for me, love. That's to keep me going. DP said so. And you'll thank me for it, unless she sits there and eats them all. Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to wait till the next drive. I'm going to wait until Friday. I'm going to down a packet before my next race.
No, don't down a packet. No, it has the adverse effect. Yeah. What you have to do is you have one right before qualifying, one before the race, and one at every pit stop. It helps. It gives you a boost. If you don't believe me, ask Kev, because the amount of times last season where I'd go, oh bloody hell, forgot me Jaffa cakes, and it's yeah. Okay, GBM Vectron.
Like everybody's absolutely loving these sausages. I've just seen Beardy take out sausages at turn 1. Just seen Livebright take out sausages in second chicane.
I've just seen GBM Vector driven over them, spun around and driven over them again. Okay, Jason, he's currently saying ninth place. I apologise, folks, that we've not focused much on the driving. I did pre-warn you, commentary this evening is going to be a bit dodgy, but that's because I've got a few stories in my mind. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine what it's like, James, when you go to a bit of a race weekend or something like that, and you go camping, or in our case, we took a camper van, and it's like, okay, where are these 4 guys going to sleep? Drunk, smelly, guys gonna sleep. Well, we used this old camper van, Now, last year...
Oh, sorry, Neil Tiggs absolutely... He's just... Oh, it's alright, it's gone back to the garage, but he lost it in the Ascari chicane.
I tell you what, James, we're about to go to the warm-up session. Can you quickly send an invite to Freya, if he's not online or hasn't accepted your friend request? Send one to K-Slave for us, please, and we'll see if we can get him in, because we have got the one space left. But at the moment, GBM Beardy, with 8 seconds to go, he's on for taking pole position. Live Bride second place, and Hesselden in third with a rather damaged car. So, that's session over then. That's gone quite quick, so I'll go through the order quickly. Beardy, Lifebright, Hesselden, GT Gavin, Dave the Harp, Chris Core, Adam 4600, GBM Vectra in 8th on his debut, Jason 9th, Neotig 10th, Woolhouse 11th, Driver Montana 12th, Leelmo McElroy 13th.
Hesselden well, because at one point he was down to 5th and he's just jumped back into 3rd, so he's done quite well there.
A bit of a recovery towards the end. GBM Beardy, though, perhaps a little bit of a surprise, stealing pole position there. Okay, I need to tell you this story. I've got 4.5 minutes to tell you this story. So, you've got 4 smelly guys going, right, where are they going to sleep in this camper van? The camper van's not very big. It's an old tranny van from a few years ago. One of these that's got, it's got the box back, and it's got a bit above the cabin where a person can sleep. You got the seating area at the back, where last year I slept on one side, woke up sweating so much I thought I'd wet myself, and my mate slept on the other side, snoring so much he nearly smashed the windows, and my brother sleeping on the floor in between us, and he said it was like sleeping in a coffin. So this year he slept in the back of his car. So this year I was like, right, okay, where shall I sleep this time? I know, I'll go on the bit above the cabin. Wrong, bad decision. I found out I suffer from a little bit of claustrophobia. It was so narrow up there, it was almost like sleeping in a coffin. It was one of those where you go to roll over and you bang your shoulder on the roof. So it was like, okay, this is not great. Now, the other problem is, it was 5 foot in the air. So while I've drank a lot of alcohol, I've got a miniature ladder to try and climb up, squeeze through a gap that's about 1.5 feet wide, or 1.5 feet high, I should say, up into this sleeping area. Once up there, and I was laying position, no problem. And then I wake up at 5:30 this morning, going, nah, it's too early to be awake. Hang on, I need the loo. Hang on, how the bloody hell do I get down from here? So, in a bit of a panic, a bit of a rush... Oh, it wasn't a bottle I needed. It was the other. A bottle would not have done it. So, 5:30 this morning, there I am, my legs dangling out of this sleeping area. Off to the bathroom we go, and that was the start of the worst of it. I came back to the cabin, opened the door, and it's like, okay, I think my food I cooked last night has had a little bit of an effect. The only way I could describe it was, if I was going to make a horrible film, it would be Attack of the Camping Farters. Because in the camper van was literally a tranny van that was storing farts from 3 drunk people that had eaten some food that gave them gas that smelt so bad it could have melted steel. And as I'm sure you know, James, when your wind is that stinky, the physical effects tend to be quite aggressive as well.
All I'm thinking of is aliens.
Bursting
gas
out
rather than liquid blood.
It wasn't.
Oh, I've just seen something on track. Chris Carr's just hit an invisible wall.
Oh. Now, I would think I was on board the car behind him and saw a car stop suddenly.
Yeah, going round 50 miles an hour, just stopped dead.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, hopefully, he's not going to have that problem in the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's better for it to happen now than in 2 minutes.
Definitely. Okay, have we got anybody else out on track? I mean, the 5-minute warm-up session, we'll try and focus now. Usually it's James putting me off, but I decided this week I'm going to do everything I can to make commentary really difficult for James.
It's always my fault.
It is, yeah. You haven't even gone, I'll be back yet. You see, alright, can you do an Australian Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Hey, we're in Australia, weren't they?
Was it?
I was thinking, yeah, we're there going, oh, I love these cars, they're so good. And they're like, oh, who do you want to win? He went, I just like the competition, I don't care.
I thought you were taller. That's a good point, actually. That's just reminded me. I haven't seen the F1 today, right? Do not talk F1, right? It is banned for this evening. I've not seen it yet, so I don't know what's happened in it.
I'm trying to think of some jokes.
Well, because I'm a little hungover, I can think of loads, but none of them are announceable.
All I can say is the Ferrari team were extremely happy.
All right. Cheers.
That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, you got to spot it, haven't you? Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
It's as vague as anything.
Spoiler alert!
I could have
Let
been sarcastic.
let me finish! This is a joke! Spoiler alert! These Aussie V8s have got huge ones.
Talking of huge ones, look at them girls up in the grandstands.
I can't see them. All I'm looking at is a timing screen. Okay, behave yourself, James. We're nowhere near past the watershed yet. Also, I do have to be careful because I mean I don't drink very often, and I wasn't ill last night, which I'm really pleased about. I don't drink very often, but when I do tend to get a little bit rude with my jokes. So I do have to be careful. So let's focus on the racing. We've got the lights are on red, but now they're green. Away they go down into turn 1, and we will quickly try and see what carnage we're going to have at the first corner.
Wout has got a good start. Esselman's down to 5th.
A car's disappeared, sorry James, a car's disappeared, reappeared, another car's just suddenly spun. I'm not sure who that is, right at the back of the field. They've managed to gather their thoughts, but I think it may have been Chris Core that disappeared and reappeared. There may have been a little bit of lag going on there, but it has put someone right down the back of the field as we're now 2, nearly 3 wide going around Curva Grande.
Oh, somebody's in the wall.
I think that might be Chris Core again.
It's Adam 4600's round.
Oh dear.
Adam 4600.
Okay, it could well be Adam 4600 then. He's in the same car as Chris Core.
Nightmare start for Hesselman. He's down to 5th now. He's got Dave the Harp in front of him in P4. Further behind we've got Lee Elmo McElroy, and he's just he looks like he's got the rear end of a donkey.
You don't want to do that because they kick quite hard. Oh, he's had a right moment there. He's got 3 cars behind him, all now trying to see if they can capitalise. But if his car's that twitchy on the...
Upper move here on Neotig.
Oh, a little bit of contact. I think he's managed to get away with it though. No, contact further ahead.
Neotig and Jason.
He's getting very busy there.
Vector's going to get a right run here because all these 4 have had a horrible run through that chicane.
I think that's come from Lielmo McElroy getting very sideways through Ascari and finding himself struggling to get around the corner. Allowed the following pack to just hunt him down. But we've got, let's see, Chris Core's just gone through the screen. So it's Neotig, Lielmo McElroy, Driver Montana, Jason and GBM Vector, this pack I'm watching. Let's see, Chris Core, then Wallhouse in 6th and 7th, Hesselden in 5th, trying to take 4th place and manages to do so into turn 1. So he's just gone past Dave the Harp. And I don't suppose you heard what Hesselden's... oh no, you wouldn't have heard...
Oh, sorry, we've got Lee Elmo, he's just taken out. I think it was Montana who's got a bad run, and that's let Jason through.
I tell you what, Lielmo McElroy's definitely struggling with the level of grip of that car. Adam 4600 is into the pits. I can think that is for damage.
Esselden's had a bad run through the chicane because Dave just got straight back in front of him.
Oh, sorry, we got a little bit of crashing going on. This 4-5 car battle at the back end of the field. It is 4 cars.
Montana on the outside of Jason. Is Jason going to hang him out to dry? No, he's giving him a car's width, but Montana's intent on... that was nasty. Oh, that was nasty.
You say that was nasty, I say that was racing. Okay, let's move on.
Lee Elmo's having a run now on Montana.
Dave the Harp's back up to 4th place, as you mentioned. Hesselden's had a little bit of a mare. He's back down to 5th place now. He's got Woolhouse, who's got a huge arrow on his bonnet, which sort of lets him know, yeah, go that way. He's all over the back of Hesselden now. So Hesselden not seeming quite comfortable in these cars around here at the moment. And he's gone wide again. Now Woolhouse is through. I wonder if he might have a little bit of damage.
Quite possibly. In these front 3, looks like they may be doing a bit of a dive bomb down to turn 1. It's all very close. GT Gavin's going for the move up the inside of Beardy, but Beardy's giving him half a car's width, saying you're not coming through here, sunshine.
I think Beardy thought about going for the overtake, realised it wasn't really on, then suddenly realised, hang on a minute, I need to defend, and managed to just about do so.
Now, Live Ride's being smart, keeping the inside of the next corner covered, but Beardy is going to try it around the outside. No, he's braked early. Live Ride's going to go deep. Late. Oh, Beardy, absolutely fantastic drive out of the chicane.
But here now is the 3rd car. He's getting right in the mix of it. That's GT Gavin too. He's trying to find a way past these guys. I mean, this is a cracking little battle going on here.
Gavin's getting a run now because Live Ride's had an awful exit out of that last chicane. Sorry, that last right-hander.
I was going to say, the second Lesbo's not a chicane. I know I've had a few drinks, but you can't blame that one on a cough, James.
It's me back. It's me back.
Yeah. Okay.
So Live Ride's being left for dead now from GT Gavin and Beardy.
The thing is, he doesn't want to drop too far off the back of these guys. I mean, slipstream will have an effect, should have a good effect in these cars, actually. Oh, and I tell you what, the leader, he's been hit up the rear at some point because one of his brake lights are not working. It shouldn't affect him in a performance way unless his rear wing is damaged a little bit. That could affect performance.
You know, these engineers, they go to any lengths to shred weight. They may have resulted to taking the light bulbs out, for all we know.
They may have done. We have heard of stranger things done in different racing series to try and gain a little lightness, shall we say?
Woolhouse has had an awful run through the first chicane, and that's putting Hesselden on the back of him. And Hesselden's really surprising me. Seems to me at this moment in time, unless he's if he's not got damage, he must have put a ton of practice into the Friday races and not put as much practice into these because he's
is it the curve? Is it the second curve?
Yeah.
I think he's got damage. It almost looked like his car was wobbling then. Unless it was just a bounce effect of going over the curve. I mean, you could be right. He could have put so much effort into practicing for the PCF that when it came to this, maybe he thought, yeah, we'll be all right. And is realising that maybe it's not. Or it could just simply be he thought he wasn't going to be very quick in the PCF, but he was feeling, you know, it was sort of like he didn't feel confident about his pace. He came to the race day, all of a sudden it's 2 seconds faster. Maybe it was a similar situation here where he wasn't feeling confident about his pace. As the car ahead goes wide, this will give Hesselden a chance. More than a chance, it will give him a position. But yeah, it could be that situation of he wasn't feeling confident, and it turns out that everybody else is quick.
And I don't know if it's just my screen or not, but Adam 4600 seems to be not only running down in 12th place, but his car is running sideways on my screen. Well,
I tell you what, I know when drivers win races in the Aussie V8s, they do like to try and drift a lap to give the fans something to celebrate. Now, Adam 4600 hasn't won this race, but it definitely does look like he's drifting this lap in an absolutely fantastic fashion.
Dave the Arp in the pits, and that was from 4th place, which Hesselden's now moved into.
Well, we're 4 laps into the race now, and I was going to... There's definitely a car, Neotig I think it is. Neotig's car seems to be jumping about a lot. I'm not sure if... No, sorry, it might be Chris Core actually. It's difficult, because Adam 4600 and Chris Core are in a similar vehicle, silver one. I think Chris Core may be jumping about a little bit visually. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Woolhouse, he's had a moment. He's had another moment in the second chicane, and Hesselden has pulled out a bigger gap on him. The battle up at the front though. Let's go and have another look at that, because
Live Rise all over the back of GT Gavin now. He's found his rhythm and he's in the slipstream. Is he going to be able to get past? It only looks like a couple of mile-an-hour difference.
Things in these cars, though, James. Would you go for a move into Ascari?
Oh, he's forced GT into a mistake.
Can he capitalise? Yes, he can, because that's a power boost penalty.
And that's going to give Heselden a big grin as he can see a car going slow in front. And if anything, GT Gavin now, with the gap that it's pushed him back, if he pits, he may be side by side with Dave the Arp now.
Yeah, he would benefit probably from pitting now. I mean, I know Ray did a bit of tyre testing for me. And he did say these tyres won't last, if you look after them, maybe 6-7 laps. If you don't, you're looking at about 4. So if these drivers get sideways too much, you could see them pitting after 4 or 5 laps. The aim would be around about 7 or 8 to give the guys a 2-stop race, but we'll see how that goes. Heselden now 4th place is closing up. Let's see where Dave the Harp came out. Woolhouse is now in the pits. GBM Vectra in his debut race, he's now moved into 7th place. Dave the Harp coming around the final corner, and interestingly enough, his have you seen the name on the side of Dave the Harp's car? You'll love it, you will, James. Okay, no further comments on that one. Woolhouse is leaving the pits in 9th place at the moment. He's got a car right behind him. He's got a car right behind him, and that is driver Montana in a quite a beautiful, actually, silver and is it pink or is it red? It's red. It just looked pink.
It's red. Oh, he's made a mistake.
He has. Montana. He's made a mess of that one, and that's going to move.
Well, you can tell these are on pads the way they're turning them wheels.
Sorry, Woolhouse made a mess of that. Yeah, I agree with you. Woolhouse made a mess of that one. It's allowed Montana through, but Woolhouse is coming back through into the second chicane.
Ooh.
It's interesting though that Woolhouse, he nearly lost it. Then he very, very nearly lost that car. Yeah, I mean, a moment ago, I was trying to ask you whether you would go for an overtake into the Ascari chicane in these cars. Personally, I wouldn't. They haven't got the grip to do it. But I would do what Live Bride did, dummy a move there, because chances are you'll grab the focus of the guy who's ahead, and chances are he'll go wide. You just drive past him there. And it's the same at the second chicane here. You do not want to be going side by side through the second chicane in these cars, because if you touch a sausage curb, you're going to need some cobs, some barbecue sauce, because you're going to be upside down and you're not going to be going very far, very fast.
Yeah, I did, on Friday, I did try and move into the Ascari chicane, and it almost worked. It was almost perfect, but because I was polite and leaving a car's width, I did end up running out of room at the exit of the chicane. But, yeah, it almost worked. I was quite annoyed with that one, but at least I know for the future. But yeah, definitely with these cars, less aero on these, it's more mechanical grip. Definitely not going to be going side by side through there.
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, the brakes aren't brilliant on these cars, neither is the level of grip, but I mean, you can go sort of wheel to wheel with them, but if it's at corners where there are big sausage curbs, the risk is greater than the reward. Considering that you can dummy a guy, get them out of position, have them make a mistake and drive past them, you lose no time, compared to you go for it and end up facing the wrong direction, Woolhouse, and he just made a bit of a mistake, and you get to see just how much time he lost there behind Woolhouse. At a 4600, he's still drifting.
I've got pit lane reporter, our Ray, he's down there. He's just informed me that they are the 2 different compounds of tyres, which I wasn't aware of. I thought there might have been 3, but yeah, he's saying it's the just a soft and a hard tyre. He says there's only a 2-lap difference in terms of how long you can take them. So it might be worth just sticking the soft tyres on if you're only going to get 2 more laps out of the set hards. Also, Lielmo McElroy, he screwed up his fuel at his pit stop.
Oh no!
So I think he may be back in the pits sometime soon. But thank you, Ray, for that information.
Yeah, definitely, thank you. And if Ray's there and you're able to see any messages that Ray could see, if the viewers have any questions you would like to put to myself or James regarding these Aussie V8s, regarding Monza, regarding project cars, or regarding the disadvantages to cooking your own food at a barbecue weekend at Donington Park, feel free to put them forward. Okay.
Yeah, Beardy now he is setting his authority on this race.
He's opened a gap.
Pulled out a right gap, and he is not stopping for anybody.
I'm wondering whether Live Bry has had a couple of moments somewhere, and perhaps GT Gavin has followed him. But no, I mean the gaps between sort of 4th, 3rd, and 2nd are similar to what they were a lap or two ago, but Beardy's just pulled away. I mean, maybe he's looked after his tyres, maybe he's on the harder tyres, so he can now go longer. I'm wondering, is Livebry going to pit? No, I don't think he is. Neither is GT Gavin. What about Hesselden? He is. Hesselden's into the pits. Now, Hesselden last season, he quite often used the medium tyre, or he'd try the hard on occasion. Yeah, I mean, he was very good on a harder compound of tyre. I'm wondering whether he's gone for a softer compound of tyre here, and it hasn't worked for him. He's now down to 5th place while he's making his stop.
Yeah. Chris Carl's been promoted. I'll just see if GT Gavin... Neo Tigger's pitted as well.
Yep.
And GBM Vector has just gone through, and he's gone through sideways as he's drifting down the pit straight. He's clearly got some sort of connection issue.
Oh, he's not drifting on mine. He's no. If you check out the name on his car, he's not drifting, he's flying. I just need to point something out as well, James. If you do not know, while you just laughed, you snorted. You did go.
I know
that. And now I've spotted it and I've mentioned it. That's all I'm going to hear. Oh, Dane Hart, big, sideways into the second chicane. No, he is drifting. Okay, so maybe there is a few connectivity.
Smoke.
Maybe, I mean, it's a bit of an odd one, that. Hopefully the driver behind him, and it's Hesselden.
It's Hesselden.
Yes, Dave the Harp pitting early has kept him ahead of Hesselden. I don't know if Hesselden's going to be seeing the sideways driving of Dave the Harp at the moment, but if Dave the Harp's tyres wear out very quickly, we'll know why, but he might not. It'll be interesting to see how Hesselden is going to try and overtake him here. I'm guessing he's just physically on his screen right up his gearbox. It does look a little bit impressive, this though, with the opposite drifting around under the corners. Not practical, but yeah, interesting to say the least. Alright, the leaders, have any of them pitted yet? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I tell you what, James, just check what GBM Beardy's last lap time was. His best is a 1:44.7. What was his last lap time?
It was the fastest. It's a 44.7. So he's pumping in top times, and we've been on these tyres a fair while now. 9 laps.
Unless
it's impressive.
It is impressive. Well, unless they have pitted and we just haven't quite spotted it, which is it is highly possible, because we have been talking gibberish and even doing a bit of that.
Well, even if we were snorting, I would have noticed that there'd been further down, such as Hesselden and Dave the Hart that have pitted their down in 7th.
Live Bright, he's just had an absolutely horrible moment through the Ascari chicane. It's not quite allowed.
He's got Gavin on him.
Yeah, I don't think Gavin's as close. No, the car that's right behind him is not Gavin. It's a back marker, yeah. So GT Gavin's not quite been able to capitalise fully, but if Livebry keeps having those little mistakes, that gap will come down very quickly. Chris Core, he's in 4th place at the moment.
We've got a pit there, and that is GT Gavin's 3rd place.
Yep, so that's got to be that's got to be his first stop of the race, I reckon, because if this was his second, then he's done 5 and 5. I can't imagine that is what he has done. So if he's done 10 laps on that set of tyres, if that was the soft tyres, then he's probably going to have to go to the mediums to try and get 13 out of them. I think we may find that the yellow mark tyre could be the soft tyre. So if you can, James, have a look, see if the tyre wall changes colour and gives us the visual effect of being able to know which tyre he has gone onto.
Yeah, I have flipped through all of the drivers to see if I could notice that, seeing if there was a white-walled, harder tyre. But every single car at the moment is running around with yellow marked tyres.
Okay,
so,
GBM Vectra.
It's not as helpful as F1.
Annoyingly. GBM Vectra, he's just had a bit of a moment through the first chicane, and I think he's got Hesselden all over the back of him. This could be for position, and if that is Hesselden, that means that Dave the Harp is no longer in screenshot. So Dave the Harp, I would guess, has made another pit. Yeah,
he's just running down into turn 1, is Dave. Sorry, no, that's Adam. I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, no, it's just now running down into turn 1.
Okay, so Dave the Harp has made a second pit stop then. So he has pretty much gone 5 and 5 on his tyres. I mean, it could be... I mean, okay, try and explain this one then, James, for the viewers. If they're on... Well, I'm
sorry,
kind of...
I think he's eyeing up a move here on Vectra.
He's eyeing it. I don't think he's going to get it just yet. Yeah, I was about to sort of answer my own question. You've got drivers that have done 5 laps and 5 laps and they made the second stop. You've done drivers that have gone 10 laps and making the first. You'd have to surmise, Hesselden is going for the move up the inside. He should be able to get that done. He can. GBM Vector braking early, and that moves Hesselden up to 5th. But yeah, you would have to surmise then that is a... Oh no, Hesselden's had a mare. He's cocked that right up, and he's let GBM Vectra back through, but Vectra is going for the pits. Yeah, okay, so 5 laps compared to 10, you would have to surmise soft tyres compared to mediums.
Yeah, they must have. The front runners must have started on mediums, and maybe that's why Hesselden wasn't looking as confident going into the race. He must have started on the soft tyre.
Yes. I mean, what would you do in this situation? If the soft tyre is only going to last you 5 laps, what would you do?
I'd probably do what Beardy's doing, just running as long as I possibly can do, let everybody else pit and use the tyres up, and then once the drop-off happens, which in his case he's still only... He's still within a couple of seconds of his fastest time. You might as well run round and just pit when the drop-off happens, and if in Beardy's case it doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon.
Do you know what I would do?
Nope.
If you ever go camping, make sure you take your own loo roll. If you're going anywhere that's going to be using public toilets, take your own loo roll. If you're going for a night out downtown, a pack of pocket tissues. Slip them in your pocket. Better safe than sorry. There's nothing worse than being on a night out, needing a number 2 and having no wipes. So yeah, learn from the old men. You know what I would do? I'd use the soft tyre for qualifying, the medium tyre for the race.
Yep, and I do think maybe we've missed it, or maybe I've just not been concentrating. Beardy has pitted because his previous lap was in the 2 minute mark, which would account for him being in pit lane.
Well, no, he did pit 2 laps ago. With 13 laps to go, he made a stop. Oh, he's just gone. Is he deep? Or he's just managed to miss the second sausage curb there. I mean, the gap between himself and second place is probably around about 5-6 seconds. Gap between second and third, not very big. Gap between third and fourth to Hesselden, that's quite a gap, that is. I'm surprised by that one. I think he will be as well. Oh, we just had a change of position, 5th and 6th place.
Chris Court's dropped down.
Yep.
And Chris Court, rear end of his car is looking a bit battered.
It's It's not on mine, but I do know Project Cars can do that. It can give one viewer a different visual to another. Oh, Neotigs just had a nightmare of a second chicane, and that could give Chris Core an opportunity to attack back. No, he's not quite close enough, and I've got to admit, I do kind of like Neotig's paintwork on his car. We're going to have to start calling him Grizzly. If you haven't spotted it yet, he's got a bear on the side of his car.
Well, I thought Adam 4600 might have used that. Then could have called him Grizzly Adams.
A lot of people might not understand that. Okay, have we got...
Gavin, he's in the pits. What's he doing in the pit?
That's
very odd. He had really good pace. He was right up with Livebry, and he's pitted 10 laps from the end. They must think that Livebry and Beardy are not going to be able to go at the end, but I mean they've managed the first half of this race like a doddle.
I wonder if
I wouldn't be pitting. I don't know.
I wonder if he bolted on a set of softer compound tyres and shredded them, because he did.
Possibly.
I think he pitted before the other two. I'm fairly sure he did.
He's now going to be under pressure from Neotig, who's joining in.
I'm just thinking though, I wonder whether he went to lap 10 and then put on a set of the softer compound tyres and realised, I'm destroying these. He's done 3 laps on them, 10 laps to go, gone and bolted on another set of mediums.
Yeah. It does seem like the soft tyre, they've only lasted about 4 laps and then they've just given up.
Now, some people may say that the tyre wear is too aggressive for the soft tyre, which, in a way, I guess you could agree. I mean, we don't know for certain whether the guys are using the soft tyres or the medium tyres. Oh, Beardy's now drifting. He's now drifting down the start-finish. Yeah. He's got a car ahead of him. I think that's Woolhouse. I mean, hopefully this won't affect his tyre wear. Livebry, he's not exactly close to first place, but if anything happens to Beard, he is close enough.
And Dave the Harp for P7, that's probably the closest 2 cars on the circuit.
And I tell you what, I think these guys are twins. You're trying to think, why the bloody hell do I think they're twins?
Yeah, I was waiting for the follow-up.
They're both flying.
Oh, Dave's flying! Oh. He's gone off!
He won't be flying anymore. He's going to be screaming and shouting.
There'll be a few choice words in that cockpit, as we know.
Well, no, actually, it won't be choice words. You'll just hear the sound of his in-car cigarette lighter being engaged. That's what usually happens. Oh,
yeah, it's not.
Oh, actually,
he hasn't got an engine blowout. It's just his lighter going.
Yeah, I've just realised I've made a mistake. I forgot that Dave Harp isn't flying. He's a different one. We have got 2 Flynns on the grid, by the way. That's why I made that connection. But I told you the commentary was going to be dodgy this evening. Dave Harp's into the pits with 9 laps to go. I'm fairly sure this is his 3rd stop of the race.
Yeah, he pitted. He was the first one to pit around lap 4.
We have lost at least 2 drivers, James. I'm not sure exactly who they are, but 2 drivers are out of this race. Livebry, 2nd place. He's now drifting, and he's got, I think that's Woolhouse behind him. Interesting. I wonder. It's interesting that both the leader and 2nd place, when this white car has also been on the screen, their cars have been drifting. Oh, Beardy is still drifting. Now let's see. GT Gavin, he's made his stop.
We've got somebody going for a dive bomb on Livebry. Maybe they totally outbrake themselves. I think it were a back marker almost took Livebry out there. I think it was Woolhouse. Luckily, Livebry had the gumption to see him coming and got well out of the way there, but that was almost a right pile up into turn 1. And I'm sure Livebry wouldn't have been happy being taken out from P2.
He definitely wouldn't, but I mean, most of these drivers now, they've been racing with each other for 1 season, 2 seasons. They're getting to know each other a little bit better. They are getting to understand that mistakes will happen, and for 99.9% of the time, they are mistakes, not intentional. Oh, Woodhouse! He's lost the wheel!
What?
Coming out of the second Lesmo, his car seemed to get on the curb, perhaps spear off towards the wall. I can see his wheel just sat there on the exit of the second Lesmo, waiting to be collected by another car. But that's going to be a long run for Woodhouse back to the pits.
Just maybe that was a mechanical took Libra out.
Quite possibly. I mean, perhaps if his car's looking fairly damaged now, which is no surprise, given the impact he's just had on that wall. But you could be right. If he's had a bit of a contact somewhere else that's caused a little bit of suspension damage or something like that, as driver Montana makes a pit stop, and there is no way I am pronouncing the name on the side of that car. Go on, James, I'll leave that one to you.
Let's have a look.
Dum. Come on. Give it your best.
Apex Wings.
Not that one, the name under the number.
What? Under the number?
The driver's name.
Oh, it's moving, hang on. It begins with a K.
And it's not Krispy Kreme donuts either.
Doesn't sound very Yorkshire.
Hesselden into the pits, 7 laps to go. I'm going to keep on with you. You've got to get that name in a minute. But Hesselden is into the pits. Kozaranki. Where's the N? Kozaranki. I'm sure it was...
Kozdaranki. I don't know. I'm giving it an N.
Alright, live prize in second place. I don't think the car behind him is for position. It's not. GT Gavin 2 is in third place now.
Woolhouse, he'd be better just giving up. There's no way he's going to salvage from that.
Not really, no. I mean, when you think about it, if they get to the end, they get points. Right? If he doesn't get to the end, he doesn't get points. If his car's damaged...
Come on!
If his car's damaged, just... If people are near you, let them go. Get to the end, get your points. I don't have a problem with that. If you're missing a wheel and you're still trying to put laps in, fair enough. But if you're missing a wheel and you're making your way back to the pits, yeah, crack on. There's points to be scored. And a few of these guys do have little bets between each other saying, I'm going to outscore you. But maybe they should put bets on for who is going to have...
Oh, no! We've got a problem.
What you got?
Hesselden's pulled up. Has he lost the wheel as well?
He's definitely... No, he's... He has... Yeah. He's lost the rear wheel. He's lost the rear wheel. Rear. I can see it in the gravel. I don't know what has happened to him there at turn 1. Unfortunately for Hesselden, he ain't going to have any choice.
Podium position out of the window.
I mean, I was just going on about, yeah, carry on going. But if you lost the rear wheel, your car is not going to be moving.
No chance.
Yeah. Okay.
He'll be using choice words now.
He definitely will be. And one of them begins with F, and it's not flying. Okay, 8th and 9th, big gap between them. Woolhouse, he's lost another wheel. I think that's in the Ascari chicane. Or either that, or he's still trying to get back to the pits from the earlier one.
Same one. Yeah.
I tell you what, I mean, okay, we're back to driver Montana now. It looks like the field's got quite spread out. So let's have a look at the name on the side of the driver Montana's car, and we'll see if there is an N in there. Oh, as he smacks the sausage curve.
It sounds a bit Russian.
There's no N in there.
Kozransky. Is it Kozransky?
Koziradsky.
Yeah, well...
Kozdoransky.
It sounds better with an N in it.
James, I'm meant to be the one with a hangover. A cough doesn't affect your ability to read.
I've got a bad back.
You've got a bad back. Is that going to be your excuse for everything?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look through the grid. We've got to try and find a battle, but it's a little bit frustrating that every time I look at Beardy, his car's going sideways down the road. Yeah. Because visual... Oh! He did go a little bit deep at turn 1. Yeah, I mean, visual. I know people say that like F1 has its problems and Project Cars is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, Project Cars is good. But, yeah. I can't say I've...
things are a bit suspect.
We've got double drifting going on down towards the second chicane.
Down at the final corner. Who is it? Woolhouse is needing to keep on the grass because he almost took GT Gavin out there.
Well, he's in a difficult situation. He's at the end of the day, the cars are steered with the front wheels, and he's only got one of them. You try steering in a Reliant Robin, and you know what's going to happen with that one. He's now in an Australian Reliant Robin.
Relobin?
Oh, I was hoping you hadn't picked up on that. I heard what I said. I heard what I said, and I was like, I hope you didn't hear that. Oh crap!
Too right. 1-1.
It's the Australian one, the Reliant Relobin, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, enough
Hang
of
on,
that.
we've got somebody coming out of pit lane. Who's that?
It's
Neotig, just coming out behind Vectra.
Well, Vectra on his debut. Okay, debut. Vectra on his debut is up to 5th place at the moment, but he has now got Neotig Jr. behind him in 6th place with a brand new set of tyres with 4 laps to go. And you'd have to guess he's probably gone and bolted on a set of the softer compound tyres with this few amount of laps left in the race. We'll keep an eye on this one then, I reckon. We'll see if Neotig, or like on the broadcast, James, we'll keep an eye on this one. I don't know if you want to have a look about elsewhere, see if we've got anything brewing that tastes better than the coffee I had this morning.
I can see something brewing. All them Woolhouse fans are jumping for joy. He's pulled into the pit lane. They've stuck a tyre on it.
I hope they've put a wheel hub on it as well.
Well, as long as... Here we go.
I'm fighting back in any way I possibly can now. If I'm 2-1 down, I'm giving it everything.
He's clutching at straws.
He's searching for a needle in a needle stack.
Oh, searching for grip. Dave the Arps almost lost it in the second chicane. Absolutely... She's going from bad to worse for Dave. I think he'll have been expecting for a bit more.
I tell you what, you talked to Dave quite a lot. I mean, have you got any insight as to how he's feeling about approaching this season in these Aussie V8s? Is he happy with the car?
I can't really do his accent. I'm useless at
it's dead
doing
easy.
a Liverpool accent.
It's dead easy. You just have to do it loud.
No, because he's right deep voicing it. Yeah, Dave. He's like, all he said to me, well, I won't do an impression because it'll be horrendous. All he said to me though, back end of this car's a pile of shite, James.
That is terrible. That is terrible. Apologies for his language.
There's no way of doing a Dave impression without adding a swear word. We're past the watershed. Hang on.
I can do a Dave impression. Only a few people will get this one. Hang on. There you go. That's Dave's impression.
Yeah.
Okay, Neotig has caught up to the back of GBM Vectra now. We've got a little bit of action going on.
I can't I thought that was sideways action, but no, it's just his car on my screen.
Oh no, well, both of them on mine are facing the right direction at the moment.
Nice.
But Neotig,
that's what we want.
He's gaining quick. And it's not surprising. Vectra's gone deep at the beginning of Ascari. He's got a Babus penalty, has he? No, he hasn't. But Neotig's got a much better line. He's going to have slipstream. He should... I was going to say, should be able to chuck it up the inside, but I tell you what, Vectra looks to have fairly decent straight line speed, defending in the middle of the road. Oh, an interesting Neotig braking early. Going to try around the outside.
Oh, no.
Didn't quite work. I mean, you found for yourself, James, what it was like going out wide there in the Lotus on Friday night.
Especially that last bit of AstroTurf at the end of that last corner. It is literally I don't know if it holds water on this game, but as soon as you touch it, it just wants to spit you off in the opposite direction.
I'm afraid to say it isn't water. It's where the Tifosi relieve themselves at the end of a night to stop anybody from going out there. It's like, Ferrari, don't go on this bit, but don't tell anybody else. Excuse me. Neotig is catching up again. Now, we've had quite a few messages come through. James, I don't know if you want to have a quick look at them and see if there's anything of interest, as these two are now getting very, very close. Vectra, I think he's trying to go defensive, but it's not quite. Oh, he is going defensive. He knows that he's got to try and fight Neotig off here. But Neotig's on the much faster tyres. Really? Nearly at the back of him. Really, Neotig just needs to apply pressure and wait for that mistake.
Just lapping at a comment from our Ray. He just put, WTF was that? I think he's relating to my Davey Arp impression.
Yeah. I'd agree with that one. Oh, Neotig, he's going for it!
You. Oh!
He's not quite got it.
Control of that.
I tell you what, though.
That was luck if you want it.
Commentator's curse time. I'm impressed with how Vectra was handling that, though. He's under a lot of pressure. There hasn't been contact yet. Oh, he's trying to defend the inside as Neotig this time tries to go for the inside but can't quite do it. Oh, Vectra's lost it. He's lost the rear end. But now Neotig's out on that bit of Astro. The Tifosi Weon. He's survived it.
That was lucky.
That was very lucky.
Any more to the left and Neotig could have found himself having a party with the Tifosi.
James, we've missed something. Apologies, viewers. Chris Core. Whoa! He's all over the place, but he's in third place. GT Gavin is in fourth. So at the moment, Chris Core is on for getting a podium as long as his car stays on track. But yeah, he's up to third place. I can't remember spotting him sneaking into that position. GBM Beardy, though, he started the final lap of the race. He knows he's on for winning this one. So now we can say, look at the drifting he's doing to celebrate victory here in Monza. Oh, a lot of curbage there, but we don't know if he's actually clipped the curb. I mean, he's even drifted it only a tiny little bit around the Lesmos. It does look good. And I apologise to all of the viewers and the drivers when they watch this back. I must admit, I hate watching stuff like this because it does just show errors in the game or connectivity or whatever it is that's causing it. It doesn't look good, and it makes it very difficult for us to commentate on exactly what's happening, because we go, oh, look at that, he's sideways. No, he's not.
Yeah, I've got half of the grid when I'm flicking through them. I've got just drifting, and it's very hard to understand whether they're doing the correct line.
I suppose the only real upside to it is, for us visually it doesn't look great, but if for the drivers everything's fine, that is the most important thing. But GBM Beardy is coming around the final corner for the final time here in Monza. He's about to take victory in the round 1 of season 3 in the PCS, flashing his lights, knowing that 25 points are coming his way, and they do. So GBM Beardy takes victory. Live Bright, he's in second place as he too drifts in around the final corner.
Really well done.
I mean, the guys up at the front have had a fantastic battle. So Live Bright, second place. Chris Core, I think, is still in third. But you know what? He's got GT Gavin all over the back of him. No, he's got GT Gavin ahead of him. Unless that's not Chris Core and that's Adam 4600.
Yeah,
no, it was Chris. It was Chris Core. Oh. Yeah, GT Gavin's just gone past him. That could be for third place then. So GT Gavin has just gone and really upset Chris Core. Really upset me as well, because I've no idea what Chris Core sounds like, and I need to find out so I can try and get James to do an impression of him next week.
Well, as long as he's not from Liverpool.
He's not. I think he might be from Poland.
Oh God, we'll have right complaints coming in.
Yeah, we might have to avoid those. I've already got Arnold Schwarzenegger's agent phoning me up saying, will you please stop using Arnie? I need him. We're trying to make the next Terminator movie, and he keeps telling me I can't. I'm doing commentary for Front Row Racing. Who the bloody hell are they? Okay, GT Gavin 2, I believe he's come around the final corner to take third place at the final podium spot. And I told you, James, don't cough. You cough, it'll make me sharp. Okay, GT Gavin 2 then, across the line, and it is third place for him, which means Chris Core, he's very, very slow around the final corner, but I think he is... No, he's got going again. I think he's just had a semi-spin. Is it going to be fourth place for him? A difficult race, perhaps, but it is fourth place for him. We've got a few more cars about to cross the finish line now. One of them very, very sideways. I think that is Neotig and Adam 4600. It is. One of them driving in the right direction, the other one drifting in an interesting direction. So across the line they go. We will confirm positions in a few moments' time. GBM Vectra was having a very, very solid race. So it would be, I think, Neotig and then GBM Vectra. That's right, because Neotig snuck ahead before we got on to the final laps. Okay, by the looks of it, only 9 drivers finishing the event, so at least 5 did not get to the end. Very frustrating for those guys. But for GBM Beardy, Live Bry and GT Gavin 2, it's a podium finish for the 3 of those. I will quickly mention 3-1. I will quickly mention the point system in the Project Cars leagues. If the drivers finish the race, they score points. 25 points for the win, 20 points for second place, and then it goes 16, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. So as long as the drivers finish, they can score points. Now it says that GT Gavin is still driving around. He is. He's just coming into the pits now.
So the top 3 are in now.
Okay, so I will now quickly send an invite into the chat party to these 3 drivers, the podium sitters. You might have to remind me who they were. It's getting quite late in the night now. My mind is absolutely frazzled. I've been sat down to park watching cars flying around a racetrack all day, missing the ones that set on fire. The doing commentary on this has been very, very difficult. Okay, GBM Beardy, was it? Live Bry and GT Gavin. Okay.
Did we say which position did Chris Core end up finishing in?
Chris Core finished in 4th, which for him was a fantastic result, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit disappointed on his behalf that that Gavin went and stole the position off him. So we might have to give Gavin a bit of a telling off on that one. How could he be so mean? How could he be so cruel? Now, I will apologise again, viewers, if the commentary has not been up to its usual standard. I can only blame myself, really.
Blame me. Just blame me.
Oh, well, I can't. Well, I could blame you, but I can't really. Take responsibility for your own actions. It was me that did the drinking. It was me that didn't do the thinking. So yeah, doing commentary quite difficult. Okay, we've had at least 2 of the drivers. Now all 3 of the podium drivers join us in the commentary box. So drivers, can you please just quickly make sure that you have got your microphone set to allow to be shared, so that the viewers will be able to hear you. And in first place we have GBM Beardy. Second place we have Live Bry. He's so pleased about it, his car's doing a little bit of a dance in the pit lane. In third place we have GT Gavin 2, who we need to give a bit of a telling off to. How could you be so cruel to steal that position off Chris Core on the final lap, you mean boy. Anyway, over to GBM Beardy, the winner of the race here for round 1 of season 3 of the PCS. And I tell you what, I'm going to hand over the first question to you, James, because it's going to take me about 3 minutes to think of one.
No, don't worry, man. Beardy, what a race! The first 10 laps seemed pretty intense, but then after that, you managed to break away and pull out a decent gap. But how was it going down into turn 1 of them first few laps with that pressure from behind?
Well, the start was a bit... I didn't get bogged at the start, and then all I had to really think was, because I planned it, that if I can keep in that slipstream, I've got a chance. If I lose that slipstream, I haven't. Kept in the slipstream and just managed to find a gap on the second chicane, which really made it easier. Got past and noticed then that Brian and Hesselden were battling each other.
Wasn't Hesselden there?
Was it?
No, it wasn't Hesselden. It was GT Gavin too, the mean one.
Was it Gav?
It was.
Was it Gav? Ooh. I thought it was Hesselden, sorry.
No.
They were battling away, and the tyres just seemed to click from then. I was struggling at the start, and the temperature seemed to get into the tyres.
Here's my question for you. Sorry to just quickly butt in. Did you use soft tyres at the start? Was it medium tyres? And whichever tyres you used, how long were they lasting?
Hard tyres we started on. Well, I started on.
And how long did they last?
12 laps.
So the hard tyre sort of allowed the possibility of a one-stop race then. Was it a one-stop race that you went for?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you try the medium or soft tyres at all in your practice?
Yeah, it kind of, after 4 or 5 laps, they just seemed to make the car inconsistent.
Okay. Back to you, James.
Just got some information, apologies, from our pit lane reporter that Chris got hit by a lagging car.
Oh dear.
And completely scuppered his podium, so that's his answer. So it wasn't anybody being naughty or anybody being cruel. Does
that mean I have to make a retraction comment now?
Yeah, I think you need to apologise to our Gavin.
I'm sorry, Gavin.
Yeah,
I bet it was him that lagged into him. Sorry, no, I'm joking. You have to. No, don't worry about it. So huge disappointment for Chris Cole, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. He was fighting all the way through that. Livebry, P2. Were there any point during that race that you thought, you know what, I'm feeling strong, I might be able to take the win, or was Beatty always, even in the opening laps, were you fearing Beatty?
No, once you got up Beatty, we're gone. Basically.
Yeah.
I am struggling with these cars, so I did quite well there. I'm quite happy with the result. I thought Gab was going to beat me as well, so I'm happy with second.
Did it surprise you? I mean, the battle you three were having early on, there's 3 or 4 of you about, it was so close. And then all of a sudden, within 1 or 2 laps, it's like, hang on, have these guys pitted? Or the gap had suddenly... So did it surprise you when all of a sudden there's Beardy going, oh, hang on, I've got another 200 brake horse here?
No, I think me and Gal are in a bit of battle, so Gal were defending against me, so I just enabled Beardy to concentrate on the line and disappear. So by the time I did get past Gal when he went into the pits, there was a big gap anyway, there was no point in me inside. I'm really tired.
So, live, Brian, what lap did you pit? Did you pit on lap 12 as well?
Lap 11, and then did the 12 laps on the last thing.
Right.
So was that for attempting any kind of undercut, or was it just pitting the lap after the car ahead?
No, as I went into the pits, Beatty was already there, so Beatty pitted on the same lap. He was in front of me in the pit lane.
Okay.
Nice one. And moving on to P3, GT Gavin. That was quite a surprise from us. We didn't even spot it. It was just DP that mentioned for me to shut up and realise that Chris had jumped down to 4th. So what did you see from your end, or did you not see anything and just see Chris jumping into the pits?
As we were going round, obviously 4th place, when you come up to the second chicane, you can obviously see you can see a little bit of the other side of the track, where the track map spins. Yeah. And every lap I've been going round and I've been seeing that it was round and carrying on the straight down past the second Lesmo.
Yeah, on the opposite side, right.
All of a sudden, it was just at the other side of the fucking chicane, and it was like, oh hello, where did you come from? And then I just hunted him down and got him at last lap, thank God. Because
that was nice.
My pits were a nightmare. My first pit was a joke.
Well, you went for a different strategy to the others, so talk us through what happened there, because I'm fairly sure you pitted before everybody else, about lap 10?
Pitted on lap 10, yeah. was just started on the hard tyre, going to come in and go back out on the hard tyre, but I forgot to change it, so I went out on the softs. So I had to come in again, and obviously because I was pushing so hard to catch up with Rye, I had to come in again towards the end, and luckily what happened with Chris Car happened.
Yeah. So how long did them soft tyres last?
Well, going flat out, you're looking 4 laps. Your 5th lap's shaky at best.
So when you made you realised, oh, okay, wrong tyres on. Was it a case of, right, okay, I need to stop at this lap to put these tyres on to the end, or was it, right, push them as hard as I can for a few laps and then make the stop?
Push them as hard as possible, really, because I had to pull away from Hesselden, but then I think Hesselden came off at the first chicane, did he not?
Yes, Hesselden lost a wheel.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, that's rare. But yeah, and then from there, really, I think it was pitting on lap 19, was it? When I pitted, or 18 again? And
yes.
Obviously, I didn't even realise Chris Car had got past, and I'm coming out at pits, and I look, and I'm in 4th, and I'm like, oh no, you're having it.
Well, we spotted you had made the pit with 4 laps to go. We didn't spot, which was my mistake really, we didn't spot the Chris Car had jumped you. But having made that stop, okay, it put you down, but you had the brand new tyres which allowed you to attack back. So very well done, to sneak through there. I know GBM Beardy has joined us again. I would have liked to have just given one more question, at least one more question to the drivers here, and that is, what are your thoughts, or what is your experience so far of this monster of a car?
Right. So yeah, like Brian, you go first.
I really enjoy it, to be fair. It's a nice car to drive once you get used to it. Nothing like rear end, but tame the beast. It's fine.
Exactly, tame the beast.
Gavin.
Go on, Gavin.
I really enjoy it, to be honest. It seems to suit my style of driving. Gung ho, as much power as you can possibly get into it, really.
I mean,
yeah, it's smashing.
I have always found them fun to drive. I haven't driven them much on this, but I think it's fair to say, and I think we could all agree, that if GBM Beardy was here to answer the question, he'd definitely say he likes them, because he's just gone and won the first race of Season 3. Okay, I think we'll bring this to an end with the drivers here. So thank you very much to GBM Beardy, our race winner, Live Bright, who took 2nd place, and GT Gavin, who took 3rd place. Very well done to you 3. James, I don't know if you've had any further comments from the YouTube channel. No, not a problem.
No, I can't see any.
I mean, I will give one final apology. I've definitely not been on my, I was going to say A game, but for comical factor, B game today.
Me neither. My back's been
don't you be quiet about your. I bet if your missus was there, you wouldn't be saying, "Oh, me back. Sorry, I didn't perform very well tonight. My back's bad." No, right. Beardy's just popped back, so I'm going to give Beardy the question. Beardy, quickly before you disappear again, what is your thoughts of your experience of this car so far?
I love it.
I thought you might. Now, okay, one further question. It's Brands Hatch next, I believe, for the PCS. Very different circuit to Monza. Have any of you tried going around there yet? Do you think this car's going to be difficult around there?
There's going to be no. If you hit the grass, that's it. Game over. You're going to have to be picture perfect.
You definitely will have to be. Okay, right. I think Live Bright, quick comment about Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I think Hesselden is good. Hesselden's going to be one to watch out for. I think he's going to be coming back with a vengeance next Sunday. And finally, yourself, Gavin, Brands Hatch.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So out the issues.
hopefully will. I'm looking forward to it as well, and I will be slightly more sober hopefully next Sunday, and hopefully James's back will be feeling a lot better. Okay, thank you once again to the drivers. Thank you very much to the viewers. Thank you, James, for joining me on the commentary. Next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel, anytime, give it about half an hour. I'll sort that back out for you. Next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be on Wednesday 7:30 p.m. for the Front Row Racing F1 World Championship round 15, I believe it is, at Sochi in Russia. Could be an exciting one. That. Just don't you start that. Japan was actually last week on this occasion. It was last week. Trying to make it. See, a lot of the viewers will be watching this going, you know what, Dave really is hammered. No, folks, no. We're sat there before the race on Wednesday, and JAMES-HULKENBERG, my co-commentator here, turns round to me and says, so Dave, how did you get on at Japan last week? I've not had a chance to watch it yet. We're doing Japan tonight, James. That's what you're commentating on. Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. So, James, next Wednesday, we're at Brazil. No, in all honesty, folks, 7:30 p.m. on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel for the F1 World Championship, round 15 at Russia. You're confusing me now, James. You know, you're doing this on purpose. I'm having to think so hard. And then after that, it'll be the Front Row Racing World Series, 7:30 p.m. on Thursday for round 15 at Sochi in Russia. Okay. Definitely time to bring this to an end. Thank you all for watching. We've been Front Row Racing. This has been our Project Cars Sunday League, and actually I better tell you, next Sunday 8:30 p.m. for round 2 of the PCS. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.